Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie and kind of blind.
So, Lillytino released a video the other day, and it's going viral.
Like,
surprise, surprise.
What do you mean by viral? Like the Kurt Cobain viral, or like I got my face redone viral? Because the face redone viral was not as viral, but calling Kurt Cobain trans got pretty viral.
It was something that he experienced that's quite humorous. That we have seen before with other trans people.
Sorry, go off.
So, yeah, I'll play it for us.
God fucking scary. I'm not even wearing my glasses and I'm still terrified.
Well, that's Nick Contino for you.
I recently bought a plane ticket to visit my family in a few weeks, and lo and behold, my account got disabled, which is fine. That's normal. It's a big purchase. So I called up and I said, hey, my account got disabled. And they said, are you calling for yourself or on behalf of someone? I said, nope, I'm on behalf of myself. I'm Lily. I say, Lily, right? Yeah, Lily. Okay. And then they throw every security question of the book. They're asking my everything, my mom's maiden name, like everything. And then they put me on hold, and a hold for a minute or two is fine because it was just like...
What do you bet the manager is going to get on the phone next?
Yeah, because they think that you're trying to hack someone's account.
Yeah.
Which is valid and fair.
I haven't watched this, so I don't know what happened.
You should just, at that point, you should have been like, yeah, that's actually my sister, and she's not doing too great, so I'm calling to help her out. At this point,
Or you could just say, I'm trans.
You could just,
but then
out
still,
yourself.
You're going to need to out yourself. You're pretty much... Your voice outs you, dude.
You can't, look at a name and know that's a trans person. Unless it says mix next to it, then you're good to go.
Okay.
But I mean, this is the logical conclusion. When someone comes in for a rewards program and they're using their wife's number, you're not, you must be Emily, right, sir? You know what I mean?
One or two purchases, there's not that much to review. But it's 10, 15 minutes, and it's they're not looking at these purchases. They must be talking to someone. They have to be suspicious. I'm almost certain they're suspicious because of my voice. They come back, and of course, they call me sir. Immediately I say, nope, I'm not a sir. I'm a transgender woman. And they say, oh, okay, I'm so sorry, sir. And it's okay, now I'm getting really upset because it's obvious what's happening. And then they say...
What's obvious that's happening? I'm sorry, what's obvious that's happening? Do you think they just decided that
they're
when you call, they're going to
yeah.
be transphobic? That's not how this works. Listen, I worked for a call center. I was a debt collector. And out of the thousands of phone calls I made, I only encountered one person who didn't match the name. Their voice did not match the name. The name was Sarah. It was a female name that males never use. And this burly, deep-voiced man was on the other line. And I kept asking, is, Sarah Jane there or something? It's I am Sarah. I'm okay, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, so what do I do? Well, you have to ask a whole bunch of questions to verify that it's them. What's your social? Mother's maiden name, what's your password, all this stuff. And if they get it right, I still needed to talk to a manager just to make sure that I wasn't talking to someone else that wasn't the account holder. Was I being transphobic? No, I was following my job's procedures, or else I would have gotten in trouble. But no, Lillytino thinks that this person is not following procedure. They just decided I'm just going to be transphobic to this person I didn't know was trans. This person I thought had stolen someone's identity.
Or credit card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's the exact thing is you're now you're just being transphobic. No, I got an answer from my manager, and you can throw any answer at me now, but if we have decided that this is not likely the person we're trying to reach, then we're going to come to the conclusion that we're done here. And so it's not transphobic to say, actually, I'm sorry, whatever you say, I have to end this, and you're not the person, sorry, the end. That's their job to figure out.
And transphobic means nothing. The more you have thrown around the word, the less it means anything to anyone. We don't care. No one gives a shit if you call them transphobic, aside from people who are on your side, who you still call transphobic. Good going. Way to push people out of your group.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm guaranteeing you that you're just going to piss off and get a little flag on your account.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time.
So good luck with that.
It's not going to work out well for you. You keep like throwing names at people that lack any sort of relevance anymore because you watered it down to mean nothing except based. Like you're just making yourself look like a fool.
Yeah, you would have been better off starting with the trans thing, not ending with the trans thing.
Yeah. You didn't need to out yourself. You did it with your voice, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Get that in check or else you're going to keep having these issues.
Or choose a more gender-neutral name, maybe.
Yeah, that might be helpful
go
as
with,
well.
like, Sam or something. No one ever knows what a Sam is.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a couple names you can get away with. A Max, Maxine, like, there's a couple.
Yeah.
Even, like, I've seen male Shelbys.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, call centers of today, they've experienced more trans people calling in. But usually those people try to manipulate their voice to sound more female. This dude ain't doing that because we all know the reason why he transitioned. Doesn't even need to be said at this point.
Oh, by the way, we're going to be placing a 3 business day hold on your account, which basically means I have no money. Rent is due in a few days, so don't know what I'm going to do about that.
You know what? Maybe if you didn't give him such a fucking attitude.
It also helps.
Because you know for a fact that he gave them an attitude.
It also helps if you stay with the bank that you were with before you transitioned, I guess. So they have a little record on file, like, was Nick, is now Lily. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just expect it off the bat. And if it were for me, I'd be like, answer the phone, like, hey, like, let's say I was a trans man, right? Hey, I know my name in there is Jesse with an E, but I swear to God, it's me. I'm just, I'm born with a vagina. Choose to live like this. You know what I mean? But then it would stop the questions from being even asked at that point,
Right. And why do you think he didn't do that?
Because he wants the attention.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Surprise, surprise.
Well,
That's why this went viral.
Yeah, he also lives for it. Like, he lives for the misgendering. So, of course, you're not going to open with it.
Right. You're trying to, like, play test them.
It's kind of like if
trying
a
to
guy...
test them. Like, ooh, let's see if they'll take the bait.
It's kind of like if a guy started being friends with me, and I never told him I was gay, and he asked me out, and I'm like... I'm gay, how could you? But I never told him. Same kind of concept, because, like, you're never letting them know that this isn't a thing that could happen. You know what I mean? You're never letting them know that, hey, I'm not what you think I am. Mm-hmm. I know it's a weird little parallel, but it's, like, the same kind of concept to me, because you were the reason that you're coming into this now. Like, you could have stopped it. You could have prevented it and been like, hey, just so you know, this is what's going on.
His whole existence is about trans trigger bait. That's what this is.
All he knows, because it gets him money. Mm-hmm. And now his bank account's frozen over the trans hate. That's ironic.
How can I bait them so I feel like there's transphobia happening?
Don't you see the bitter irony, though? Like, you use the transphobia to get the money that the now transphobia is stopping you from getting.
Yeah. Well, thank you, because we're making money off of it.
Nina's like, I will do this till I die if I have to.
Embarrasses him, makes us laugh.
You're going to fund our new home.
Thanks.
Really upsetting. And just because of my voice, I didn't realize that in order to be a customer at this bank as a transgender person, I had to voice train. They should probably put that on their marketing materials so other trans people know, not...
What bank?
Listen, you're a retard, okay? Stop being retarded. Stop retarding around. And understand that you did this to yourself. Like, he knows he did this to himself.
I don't believe it even happened. I don't even believe it happened. You know why?
Right.
What bank? What bank? Because you're willing to throw any other company under the bus.
Or any other waiter under the bus.
What bank? Didn't happen.
Probably didn't, but still very entertaining. Maybe it happened in his head. It did happen in his head.
Everything happened in his head. Look at what's going on his body. That's from his head.
Yeah, he claims he got his cake pops removed.
Do you see that fucking nasty hair? What the fuck? This dude is fucking wackadoodle.
How dare they not put in their policy that trans people
have to sound like the gender they're trying to present as? You know, that's kind of in the whole, like, transgender policy, actually. If you, like, think about it, because you want to be a woman so bad, right? Sound like a goddamn woman then.
Yeah, because this ain't working.
This is what they would call a social construct, but not in the way that he's, like, saying with his whole idea. We socially have constructed what we know a woman sounds like and what we know a man sounds like. And we know because occasionally on the phone, you'll mix it up. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not something that's just easy and you can get it every time. But sometimes it's very obvious. And so we are trained to hear if it's a man or a woman. It's just how you're raised. It's how life works. You sitting there and saying, oh, it shouldn't have to be, is ridiculous. How many accounts do you want people to lose? How many scammers do you want to get through? Do you want someone who sounds nothing like you to get on there and get access to all your money? Or would you rather they put a fucking 3-day hold on your account so that nobody can get into your money? And if it wasn't you, then someone can take care of that. How many people do you know who have had their cards or their personal finances attacked or gotten into by a scammer or a hacker or whatever the case is? It happens really often. So maybe you should be grateful that your bank fucking cares enough to stop that shit. Like, Jesus Christ. Yes?
I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Oh, it's not the company's responsibility to tell you, someone they didn't know who transitioned, the policy for trans people. Okay, if you decided to transition, it's not the company's responsibility to be like, hey, just in case you transition, here's some advice. No, it's not how it works. When you transition, it is your responsibility to let them know so this kind of thing doesn't happen. But, I mean, retards are going to retard.
It's also your responsibility to fulfill the role of the opposite gender enough to be perceived as the opposite gender. If you're not going to put the work in, don't call yourself trans.
Well, nowadays, trans is Lillytino. Like, when people think trans, they think of dudes like him.
Yes, but I stand by my
They don't think
point.
of people who,
Try.
yeah, so.
Well.
Yeah, that's pretty much it right there.
To give that bank their business.
And
You're
not
only
gonna
you're
tell
only,
us.
you're only 1% of the population. I bet you any money they don't give a flying fuck if they lose your business. They don't need another nasty asshole on the phone giving their employees a hard time. Okay, find someone else, someone sane and polite.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they control your money. You being rude isn't gonna.
Obviously, because you had a 3-day hold. Sucks to be you, tard. Anyway, like and subscribe. Join our memberships. Comment below. Hit the bell.
And the whistles.
All that stuff. And have a good day.
Bye!
Love.